Don't use that. Why? That's mommy's. Use this if you want to smell like that tea.
You never had to question if you were a man, so why give your money to a corporation that doesn't know if their products are made for men? Try Jeremy Razor's hair and body products. Jeremy shampoo and conditioner are made with tea tree oil to naturally clean and restore your hair and scalp, argan oil to soften your hair and not your masculinity, and aloe vera to moisturize the hair and scalp. It's all paraben-free, sulfate-free, phthalate-free, and most importantly, 100% woke-free. Not to mention, it smells amazing. Go to jeremyrazors.com and use my special code BURNS15 to save 15% off. That's jeremyrazors.com. Use my special code BURNS15 to save 15% off. Welcome back, everyone, to my channel for another episode of Business Talks. I am your host, Chawanne Burns. In today's topics, we're going to discuss the ongoing love for immigrants and anti-Americans. This is with our mayor. This is with the current administration. So it never ceased to amazes me that we are all about showing our support for immigrants, showing our support with Ukraine, standing with solidarity with the Palestinians, with Israel. And when it comes to Americans, our veterans, just everyday Americans, Black Americans, white Americans, everyday Americans, we are so anti-Americans. Has anyone questioned the vitriol hate over being an American? And we have two mayors that they want to throw their residents by the wayside and go to Washington and champion for aid. And they know that their city is in dire strain in regards to just city grocery stores, businesses that been out of business since the pandemic. You have all kinds of issues that's going on in New York and in Chicago. But we have mayors and some of the governors that are champion for immigration. They want to be a safe haven for immigrants to come in, but they're always not champion for the residents that actually voted them in the office. Well, this is a problem, and we're going to talk about it today.
Something like this. Looks a little bit like I can't miss. Hey, this is what you call a bad. What? This is what you call a bad. Something like this. Looks a little bit like I can't miss. Hey, this is what you call a bad. What? This is what you call a bad.
If I keep on looking up and down, my brain is always going to my regular camera, and I'm using my computer camera. So you guys just bear with me. Now, if you like the music that I just played, you need to ask Matt Torrance. You need to go scoresomemusic.com. That's www.scoresomemusic.com. He made this music specifically for me. So if you really like that, he could also write and compose some music, whatever the case may be, whatever your needs are. That's www.scoresomemusic.com. We have Rum Runner in the house. You guys put in the chat. Tell me where you're tuning from. I really appreciate every single last one of you. Okay, so we're going to get to our first topic of the hour. Is the first several topics. We're going to talk about Eric Adams. Mayor Eric Adams, I don't know what's wrong with him. Between him and Brandon Johnson, they're competing who could be the worst mayor, the worst elected mayor in their first year or their first tenure of history of the United States. Because we got Mayor Eric Adams, he and Douglas D, you're absolutely correct. Our Black mayors will always be sellouts. Yes, you're absolutely correct. So we got Eric Adams. He he was supposed to go to ask Biden administration for that $5 million, but he had to postpone his trip because he's in some hot water. I already mentioned that. I think it was Thursday when I was online. Eric Adams, his campaign financier, or the head of his campaign fundraiser, she ended up getting her office and several other offices raided by the FBI. And previously, I reported, because this is what was on the news, it was saying, oh, they didn't ask Eric Adams about anything. It doesn't look like he's there. The FBI is questioning him or probing him, but that was far too soon to make that statement. Actually, they are investigating Eric Adams. He is under investigation. And they're trying to figure out whether Eric Adams received illegal donations from Turkey. And I believe somebody mentioned that Eric, when we was talking about this on Thursday, somebody mentioned that Eric visit Turkey like 5 or 6 times. And I found a picture of him where he's wearing the turkey flag, like a scarf, but it has the turkey color. So he's part Turkey. Eric Adams, Mayor Eric Adams, I guess he's part Turkey. So let me just show you this topic or this news report. This is from the New York Times. It says U.S. investigation whether Eric Adams received illegal donations from Turkey. A raid at the home of
When are you gonna get done with it?
I just got on here.
No, like when are you gonna get done so you could not to move it. What time?
Probably around 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Stop scratching your butt.
Oh, why did you say that in the middle of the video?
Okay, bye. At the raid at the home of Eric Adams' chief fundraiser was part of an inquiry into whether foreign money was funneled into his mayoral campaign. That's what the warrant shows. And it says the federal prosecutors are conducting a broad public corruption investigation into whether Mayor Eric Adams' 2021 election campaign. Now, those prior reports that we were talking about on Thursday, it was saying, oh, they're not, it doesn't say if Eric Adams was into their investigative probe, but it's all about Eric Adams. Okay. It's saying Eric Adams' 2020 elections conspired with Turkish government to receive illegal foreign donations, according to the search warrant obtained by the New York Times. And Brianna Suggs, which she is his campaign consultant, who is deeply entwined with the efforts to advance mayor's agenda. Okay. I don't know if she's deeply entwined because they're deeply entwined together, but we don't know. And they said that they seized 3 iPhones, 2 laptop computers, along with papers and other evidence, including something agents identified as manila folders labeled Eric Adams, several contribution card binders, and other materials, according to the documents. It says there is no indication if the investigation was targeting the mayor. And he is not accused of wrongdoing. You can't say that statement if you're saying we're investigating you for illegal donations. You the guy. So now, okay, so they're investigating him, blah, blah, blah. Okay, the problem with that is Eric Adams, he was out and about on, I believe it was Friday, riding his bike. You were supposed to be in Washington, D.C. and you decided, oh, I don't need to be in Washington D.C. Because I got this warrant. I got this warrant out, not warrant, but investigation or FBI warrant, uh, to come on to these properties and search my materials, or my information about me, even though it's not my property, but it's one of the properties of my campaign financer, my campaign fundraiser. So you decided, okay, I get this is more pressing information or pressing issue. We're going to put the immigration issue aside because we have all these other mayors going to Washington D.C. and ask for funding. So mayor thought it was okay to, hey, you got a stand-in meeting with the White House. That's how much they respect the White House. He had a stand-in meeting with the White House, a meeting. We know the president is busy. Who cares if we like him or not? He is the president. So you set up a meeting with him with, whatever, how many people that's coming with you. And you decided not to attend. That's just a slap in the face. Do you really need the money for your immigration cause? So that's really a slap in the face. And now when it comes down to it, oh, well, Eric wasn't really in the meeting, so why should we give him any money? Why should we allocate any dollars to him because he didn't even show up? So that's a problem within itself. And then he decided, oh, let me go on this bike ride. Now, everybody might think, okay, it's just a bike ride, Chawanne. Yeah, it is just a bike ride, but it's something he went on and act like none was going on, and they investigating you. I just want to pull it up on Twitter. Okay, this is it right here. It says Mayor Eric Adams. I posted this. He's actually being investigated whether he received illegal donations from Turkey in 2021. I guess he's not too worried about it because he's out there riding his bike. And he talked about how we wouldn't have a safe bike zone if, such and such didn't do something about it. But who cares, Mayor? You got a city that's being overrun by immigrants and you out there riding your bike. Like, come on now. Literally, and you don't have any money for these people. You got the residents mad as hell at you. You and AOC running the city. Probably they thought Chicago and New York was thought to be one of the greatest cities of all America, and you guys are running it down to the ground. Is tourism even popular in those cities anymore? Does anyone want to visit New York City? Chicago? Does anybody want to visit those cities? So it's very unfortunate. Now with Mayor Brandon Johnson, now he's champion for, now we could say Eric Adams, he still champions for illegal immigration. He still is a asylum seeker, but he also stated that he wants to turn off the faucet. So he's slightly different than Mayor Brandon Johnson. Now, Mayor Brandon Johnson, he's saying, no, don't turn off the faucet. We can handle it. You just got to give us the money to handle it. And the citizens and aldermen are mad as hell with him because he's just doing some frivolous stuff. Last time we talked, we already know the people had to sleep outside because they didn't get one migrant shelter open. Like they haven't even signed any contracts to build these temporary tents, but they got a contract signed. The one of the districts that I was telling you about Thursday, they did sign a contract for $91,000 a month to build a tent. $91,000 a month to build a temporary tent. That's how much they're. I don't know. Chicago is fairly expensive, but you think you'll find a place where it's almost like in the suburbs or where they don't have a lot of traffic. You think that's where they will put the migrants at, where it's less populated. Can you find that in Chicago? I'm not for sure. But when you think about that, it'd probably be less on the actual price per square foot or yard, whatever or acres, whatever they're trying to build that tent on. But anyway, $91,000 a month, and that doesn't even include the cost of them actually building a tent. So this is that story. It says Brighton Park residents protest file lawsuits against Chicago sign a lease for migrant tent camp. They're trying to stop it. This happened on Friday. Chicago taking a big step forward in a controversial plan to build a migrant tent in Brighton Park. That's near 38th Street in California Avenue. This lot is located on 12th Ward and reports the lease for more than $91,000 a month. $91,000 a month.
Do we have to dry the dishes that are in the sink? The other sink?
Did you put those other dishes away?
Not yet. But
I'm talking about in dishwasher trays.
No.
That's what you need to focus on. Clean up that stuff first.
Okay.
Alderwoman Julia Ramirez said in a statement that the city did not inform me that a lease had been signed. I continue to be frustrated and disappointed in the administration lack of transparency. It's so funny that Julia Ramirez will say this because she tweeted out something differently, praising Mayor Brandon Johnson. Like, so she's lying. She's playing a double agent. Maybe she's trying to kiss the mayor's butt on Twitter, and in public, she's trying to say, hey, he didn't tell me what he was doing. It says the confirmation came hours after Mayor Johnson touched down at O'Hara after spending a day in Washington, D.C., fighting for federal help on the migrant crisis. I told you Johnson and Eric Adams, it was some people from Minnesota, some other mayors, I believe in California, in Portland, I think. I'm not for sure. Don't hold me to it. But these people, they all wanted to solicit the government for help, and which the government should help them. But how about we help ourselves just by closing the borders? I don't understand that. This engineer problem is getting a little bit on the ridiculous side. The resources that I'm requesting for the city of Chicago are not limited to the migrant crisis, he said, that just one component of it. Right now, there's a number that has been forwarded about a little bit over $1 billion. I said repeatedly that the west side and the south side of Chicago need significant investment. With the Republican-controlled House of Representatives, money to fund the migrants in the cities run by Democrats will likely be a tough fight. Yeah, it should be a tough fight, because why should we give our resources to an engineered problem instead of closing the border down? That would solve everything. Ship everybody back. They're over here illegally anyway. 90% of them are over here illegally. They do not have a right to claim asylum. So ship them back, and then we'll see where we need to allocate the resources. Right now, you're just saying, oh, come on in. And you don't have a place to put them. And then you expect the Republican-controlled House to pass a budget of something that they don't agree on. You need to fix the problem at the root by closing the borders. Fix the border problem. Create systems in the process to control the border, to close down the border. And they're failing to do that. All of these comes as more migrants continue to arrive in the city, and the temperature starts dropping. Mayor Johnson told Washington that the moment is to act now. I just don't have faith in Mayor Brandon Johnson. He cannot. What has he been doing? You knew winter was coming, and you act like it wasn't coming. It doesn't make any sense. Amazing Tribe. Hello, Chawanne Burns and everyone. How y'all doing? Brandon Johnson and Eric Johnson are xenophobic. Colorism to intensely depriving African descendants of slavery is needed emergency-free money. It shall be revealed angry Brandon Johnson and the cabinet of thieves pocketed over $1.6 million in their pockets illegally. I think they need to audit before they give Mayor Brandon Johnson and Mayor Eric Adams. They need to audit him. Audit both of any city that's asking, hey, we need money for asylum seekers. They need to audit them, because literally, like with Mayor Brandon Johnson, what really have you been doing with the money? You had, I think they said they gave him $51 million or whatever $1 million that was already there. Okay, we could see that was used up fast, but they wasn't even in no housing. You had them sleeping out on the police station. What did you actually do with the money for those people? So I think they need to audit wherever or whatever they're doing with the money. There's one video I want to share with you guys. This is not it. Let me see if it come up. Yeah, this is it. And while that's trying to play, let me see if I can find that other tweet from that lady.
The drumbeat is getting louder in the Brighton Park community by opponents of the city's plans to put a migrant base camp at a vacant lot at 38th and California. The city signing a lease last week to pay the property owner more than $90,000 a month to use the space. Members of the community demonstrating against the base camp this afternoon after filing a lawsuit against the mayor and the city requesting a preliminary injunction to block the plans from going forward.
Okay, I don't think it's right what they're doing, because they didn't give us the opportunity, the chance to speak out our voice. All of a sudden it's one, two, three. Is there's a contract, it's signed, you got no say so.
I'm the taxpayer. I have a right to know what's going on in my community. But they did tell us nothing.
The lawsuit claims the site is contaminated and unsafe for migrants or anyone else.
Now, what this lawsuit is asking is that we don't have this location as a shelter, that we do environmental testing, we do environmental remediation, and before we use this location for anything, it should be safe for use.
Earlier today, a judge denied a request from residents in Westtown to block a shelter from opening up in their community. Mayor Brandon Johnson brushing off concerns about legal action potentially delaying migrant shelters or base camps from opening up.
And look, my concern is the fact that we have pregnant women who are sleeping outside, that we have children laying on floors.
Attorneys are hoping to be in court next week to ask a judge to grant their preliminary injunction. They believe there are compelling issues that should put a hold on a base camp being set up.
Well,
Today, I'm doing the
you knew pregnant women and people, period, was going to be sleeping outside because you didn't prepare. It seemed like you're being reactive instead of proactive. You knew, even the news knew, what the news reported, saying, oh, they're expecting to receive 20 to 25 buses daily in Chicago. And you're refusing to handle the situation. It's like you're refusing to make a move. And the moves that you're making are literally bad ones. So this one individual, this is not it. This one individual, she actually came on to one of the meetings and she threatened to start knocking on people's doors to not vote for Joe Biden, or not, well, number one, Joe Biden. She's talking about turning the state red because of this problem. Then this is in Chicago. Let me make sure you can see this. Yeah. I got this off of Nas. I don't know if you guys follow Nas. He's on Twitter, and he's really anti-immigrants.
Oh man.
He really illegal immigrants. He's not anti-immigrants. Immigration. He's really against illegal immigration. And he had something to say. I don't know if you guys seen that tweet when what's his name? Snoop Dogg was saying, oh, if you guys vote for Donald Trump, you MFers are stupid. And so Nas tweeted back like, dude, you the one who's stupid, you know. But anyway, I don't know if Nas is voting for Trump or not, but he's kind of conservative.
Our next speaker today is Zoe Lee. Man, I'm gonna try not to curse, but y'all, man, like, I've been researching Zodiac 29, and this is exactly what's going on. Only thing this time is the Hispanics versus the blacks, and we don't have that strong black leadership that we had with Harold Washington back then. So y'all are letting the Hispanics do whatever they want to do, keep saying we got to have dignity, but the blacks aren't doing enough in y'all leadership skills. So what's the point of being an alder person if y'all aren't going to be for the community? That makes no sense. Yes, it's starting to become a race war, but at the end of the day, I know who's going to win because we built this. Okay? This is unconstitutional. This is inhumane. And to come here and to continue to see more Hispanics and Latinos get jobs than blacks here is a disrespect. It's a punch in the face. You want us to continue to understand and see the problem, but y'all don't see the problem in the black culture. Black people are the influence. We wouldn't, y'all know, nobody would be here if it wasn't for us. Okay, this is a whole new generation. This social media, this now, like, you're not gonna allow this to happen. And we're not gonna allow this to happen because we're gonna force you to do the right thing. And if not, y'all getting out of here. I was in Georgia when they flipped that state blue for the first time. I will knock on every senior's door and make them hold their vote. This place will flip red. It'll be a historical moment. Because y'all not paying attention to them anyway. That's right. They're getting displaced. Y'all don't care, but y'all trying to find housing for Venezuelans, for Latinos, for all that. Y'all keep sending them over here when they need to go back. Y'all, one time have y'all sent ICE there. ICE need to come. There's prostitution that's behind all of these police districts. I live in Streeterville. It's prostitution right up the street. I mean, it's a disrespect, and y'all continue to allow this to happen. Like Mayor Johnson is the most hated, and he's going to continue to be hated. Only people that like him is teachers and some of y'all. Okay. I'm trying to tell you, my tax money is not going to continue to allow this. Y'all need to find our money. You need to put more things in our neighborhoods. Y'all aren't doing nothing. These small businesses, the only thing you're giving it to is Latinos. Nah, it's more than that. This is the most segregated city. And the United States is looking at us.
Ms. Lee, thank you very much for your comments. However, your time has expired. Our next speaker today is.
Well, and you can see that she was pro-black. She has great concerns because Chicago is very segregated. They have a Latino neighborhood, they have a Mexican neighborhood, they have a Jewish neighborhood, they have an Italian neighborhood. Very segregated cities. They have a black neighborhood. So the left loves divisiveness. Okay, they like for you to put one person against the other. That's their whole main purpose. Keep up a bunch of chaos. Let them fight over crumbs. And they'll continue to vote. We'll say, oh, we have this bill for you, and it's for the Black Americans. And you guys continue to vote for this nonsense. For a dream, a pipe dream. Because they love pandering to you. Why they bring in the illegal immigrants and say, oh, look at, now we got more Latinos, and let's be clear here. Latinos, once they wake up, they started voting Republican. Most Latinos are conservatives. Once they wake up, you got some that's liberal, but most of them are conservative, especially the ones that the Afro Latinos like Cuba and stuff like that. They're very conservative. But what I'm getting at, liberals or Democrats love to keep up a bunch of mess, to pin you against each other. And she's absolutely right. I wouldn't even wait for them to say, oh, I'm going to do something. I'll just start voting red every single time. Don't even wait, because they didn't been bullshitting with you for the last 60 years, 70 years. It's going on 70 years they've been bullshitting you. So, and we need to wake up to that. Okay, so she's saying that she'll knock on every single door, whatever old people, because the old people, that's the people that's going to be voting, and make sure that they won't be voting for these people anymore. And I totally agree with her. She should be mad as hell at them. One last thing on Chicago. Remember I told you that Ramirez, she said, oh, I praise. In the news report, she was saying that Brandon Johnson is totally blindsiding her. But on this tweet, let me show you this tweet. On this tweet, she said, I applaud as Chicago mayor for visiting D.C. yesterday and advocating for federal funds for sanctuary states and cities. I will continue advocating for more federal resources so Chicago has supported needs and welcoming new immigrants. Delia Ramirez, you don't even listen to your people. Look at these tweets or comments. So she said this. This is Mayor Brandon Johnson about the crisis. Did I play this video already? I'm not for sure. Don't the majority of Chicagoans oppose being in the sanctuary cities? Why not care about that? Because it's all a social experiment to you. You're not in office to actually represent voters. Remember I said that. They're not in office to represent voters. It's no longer we the people. You're there to enforce a top-down social experiment. Didn't I say that before? These are all mini social experiments, like that one mayor, or she was a governor in New Mexico. Oh, let's see if we could take away their guns for 30 days. Let's see if we can take away their guns for 30 days. That didn't fly. Oh, let's see if we could bring in immigration in the droves and see how they react. Let's see if we could lock them down for 2 years. Let's see if we could tell them you need a vaccine to get a job and see if they could apply. You literally have people without a job. They work for the federal government because they didn't take the vaccine. You have people that didn't re-enlist in the military because the military was forcing them to take a vaccine. I saw a job on a thing the other day and it said, oh, you must comply with the vaccine standards. They still trying to push this shit knowing that the vaccine don't even work. This is really ridiculous. It's a social experiment. Social experiment. Let me see if this thing clean. No, it's still on what's it called? Social experiment. Let me enlarge it for you guys. It's King Polo said, I don't applaud him for this shit. I will applaud him when he closes Chicago sanctuary city status. Send the illegals back home and get them the hell out of our neighborhoods where the resources are already scarce. Me and my family and my friends will be voting Republican. I hope this state turns red. This is on the alderman's post. I wonder if she's reading this. Somebody put, how many of them live with you? Yeah, you want to open up these borders. We the sanctuary city. Did you open up your doors to these people? So they could stop living in the cold weather in Chicago? And we already know, and we already seen that some of these police stations are back of some of these police stations. They're running a whorehouse. They come into Chicago to hoe, collect some money. The Italian Chicago bull said, take the money, ignore the problem. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're taking the money and ignoring the problem. They're taking the money and ignoring the problem. Are the resources used to send them home? Of course not. They're not sending them home. They're gonna say, "Oh, we dedicated these resources for them to stay here," and they probably pocketing the money. He's not getting a nickel without an audit. Exactly where is the money going? Some person put, I agree, 100. Going in person showed leadership. This is Sam Sanchez. That's what he put on there. That guy couldn't manage his water bill. You expect him to manage $5 million? What a joke. It says the only one applauding him are the ones who's benefiting from the grift. And, it goes on and on. These are hates. Hey, I hate this legislation or this policy that you guys enacted or enforced upon us. I hate it. Some people say, who voted for you? LOL. This is crazy. This is crazy that you got probably you have so many responses of vitriol in this post. There's 151 comments and probably 10 of them is like, oh, great job. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Let me see if this is the story right here.
Housing for these asylum seekers, but also, he said, for communities around the city that have been desperately forgotten.
Chicago's mayor returned from the nation's capital and a sprint-paced round of meetings with senior White House advisors, sanctuary city mayors, and Illinois' congressional delegation.
Mayors across the country, really placed the expectation on the federal government to provide the type of intervention that we need to support this humanitarian crisis.
As thousands of asylum seekers shiver on Chicago's sidewalks, Mayor Johnson was there to ask for federal funding to ease the crush on the city's resources. But that money, he says, needs to fund more than just services for migrants.
Right now, there's a number that's been floated about, a little bit over $1 billion. I've said repeatedly that the west side and the south sides of Chicago need significant investments. Talked an awful lot about the investments that we have to make in neighborhoods that have been starved out for a generation now.
On Capitol Hill Thursday, Johnson rallied fellow progressive Illinois representatives and the White House to make the case that Chicago is bearing the burden of a broken immigration system.
We are committed, as we have always been, to provide shelter, to be a city that welcomes all, but we need parity in funding.
This is why we say, that, if we're...
You guys just peep what this fool is saying. She's a real nut job.
Republicans truly care about border security. This is something, as we talked about the national security supplemental, we know that's included, then they can act.
You're saying if Republicans care about border security, they need to give up funding to bring in more people. Oh, we funded these people. Let's bring in more people. That's just asinine. Doesn't even make any sense what she just said. Yeah, we care about border security. That means we care about what we spending our money on. And we're spending our money on for people to come in the cities for us to take care in this country, for us to take care of. That's part of what we don't stand for. We don't want them here. You need to fix the border. Fix the border. Not because, if you care about border security, you'll give me this money. That sounds really asinine. That doesn't even make any sense.
With a Republican-controlled House of Representatives, money to fund migrants in cities run by Democrats will be a tough fight.
Mayor Johnson said over the next week, the Republican caucus will make their proposals for funding. Right now, it's still not clear how much money Chicago could get or when. And until then, he said, migrants will continue to get by on the kindness of volunteers.
Now,
iPhone 15 Pro for your husband. iPhone 15 Pro.
I want you to guys to realize what they're saying. They want funding. Okay. We want funding for Ukraine. We want funding for Palestinians, for humanitarian purposes. We want funding for Israel for fighting purposes. We want which doesn't make any sense. You want to fund Israel to bomb Palestinians, but then you're like, oh, we're going to provide band-aids for you, Palestine. Don't worry. It just doesn't make any sense. But anyway, what I'm getting at, this is leading to my next story. When we cut off the funding, it's like, oh, maybe we need to negotiate a peace treaty. And this is what happened in Ukraine. There was a story that was just released. Remember the 14 billion or 14.5, was it trillion or billion dollar? Whatever, $14.5 billion deal that the Republicans put together. It was the bill for aid for Israel and the Palestinians. And I think it has something else in there, but no money for Ukraine. Now all of a sudden, they want to negotiate a peace deal. The administration wants to negotiate a peace deal. So when you cut off the faucet, if you say no more, they could actually say, okay, we don't actually need this war. we don't really need no immigrants if you cut off the funding. Just cut it off, just say no, and they change their mind. If you just stick to your guns and just say no, they stuck to their guns. The Republicans, they're sticking to their guns and they're saying no. And they're talking about, oh, maybe we need to negotiate a peace treaty with Russia. Just came out. Let me put it on the screen for you. The warmongers and money laundering scheme that happened during Biden administration is an atrocity. It only took to stop the money to stop the war. Then the real question is, was it really about keeping Ukraine a democracy? U.S. and European officials have begun quietly talking to Ukrainian government about possible peace negotiation with Russia might entail to end the war, according to one current senior U.S. official and one former senior U.S. official. The war that you could not win anyway. U.S. was funding the war that they couldn't win anyway. Ukraine is not a part of NATO. They're saying, I don't know why U.S. was saying Ukraine was our ally. Why is Ukraine? They're not our allies. It seemed like they got a bunch of old Nazis over there. Democracy, they stopped the election. What democracy? They claimed that they couldn't hold Zelensky. They claim they couldn't hold an election because of the war, which doesn't make any sense. Y'all don't got mail-in ballots over there? I guess they don't. Now it says the conversation have included very broad outlines of what Ukraine might need to give up to reach a deal. That should have been the first part, saying, oh, let's go to the guns. That should have been the very first thing that we said. No, how can we negotiate some terms here? You feel slighted, Russia, I feel slighted. One video I showed you, the reporter was asking, okay, you're saying Russia is saying that NATO is moving into their territory or going beyond what this invisible line that they have put in place. And NATO has been moving forward. But you're saying Russia's tripping. That's what the reporter was asking him. Why are you saying Russia is saying you're not moving in on them and you're visibly moving in on them? You're encroaching on their territory. So that's part of the reason why Tucker Carlson couldn't interview Putin, because they don't want us to know the real deal. Anyway, so the conversation, it took place last month during a meeting in representatives for more than 50 nations supporting Ukraine, including NATO members, known as the Ukraine Defense Contact Group. The discussions are an acknowledgement of dynamics of military on the ground in Ukraine and political in the U.S. of Europe. So they're starting to use the term stalemate about the battle in Ukraine. Stalemate means they're not going to achieve anything. This is an old issue. You're not going to achieve anything by moving or putting any effort in this cause. So it's a stalemate. Let me get to some of your quotes or your comments. Bigelow, the migrants are all over the northern Illinois, the state using van from IDOT to move them around. He's reflecting. If you look at the videos of the migrants, there's no people with them over the age of 55. Nobody leaves the country and leaves the older people. There is no older people. There is no other older people that's coming up. These are military age men. We discussed this our last video where one of the congressmen is trying to put forth an effort to enlist immigrants to the military. That's the most stupidest thing I ever heard. This is the Republican congressman too. It's just stupid. Bonita said the left loves division. What up, though, Matt? Amazing Tribe heard they've been dropping violent immigrants and gangster talking pedo gang member, musty onion prostitutes, drug runners in Kenosha, Racine, Milwaukee, sneaking out the vans, buses, etc. during day and night. And they had those warming buses too, so I could just imagine it's probably a hot ass mess. They're doing all kinds of stuff. The buses are supposed to be for warming stations. So no telling what they're doing there on the buses. Those unhinged immigrants have flooded North Chicago, Rosemont, downtown Chicago, Arlington Heights, and the parks. Lamora, this is all an agenda. They will receive money to be here. Who do you think is paying for the groups of people that are coming over? It costs money to come over here. It's not that easy. Like I said before, I'm pro low taxes and I will not choose someone because of the color of their skin. And you shouldn't. Good to see you, Joseph. Ukraine war is a money laundering scheme. Ukraine is a laundering scheme. Ukraine is a laundering scheme. And I like to believe anytime a country has so much invested in another country, instead of like you're just ignoring our own problems and you're shelling out money, it's some type of scheme that's attached to it. Even with Israel and the Palestinians, it's a scheme attached to it. You can't tell me what do you gain by supporting war? What do you gain from it? And your borders are not secure. Put your own mask on before you try to help somebody else put their mask on. Get your house in order before you try to clean somebody else's house up. Okay. Rum Runner said United States signed an agreement with Ukrainian government back in the 90s guaranteeing peace and military support in case of war in return for Ukraine giving up the nuclear warheads. Is this a forever agreement? Is this a forever agreement? I mean, come on now. Is this forever? Graham's Eyes said you should read The Economist, Hitman by John Perkins. I'm going to read that. Put it on a list. Economics. John Perkins. Okay. So when you stop funding, when you stop funding, cut the money off, turn the money faucet off. Now you can negotiate. That's the things that should have came before we got into this. So literally $160 billion that we sent over to Ukraine and nothing was accomplished. Nothing. What did we accomplish in Ukraine? And I bet you anything, Ukraine is still going to be asking, oh, we need to get subsidized because the war did this to us and the war did that to us. They're still going to be asking for money. How much you want to bet? Yeah, Grim Eyes, I figured you said it was meaning economic. Yeah, I found it. Confession. The new confessions of an economic hitman, or confessions of an economic hitman. So, let's get to some other news. Not really news, you guys. You know how I gotta get ratchet. I gotta get ratchet on you. Now, this is from Halloween. Let me make sure I'm... No, actually, we're going to talk about another news thing. So, you know, Sam Bankman-Fried, the FTX billionaire that stole everybody money and gave it to politicians. I believe the politicians that received donations from his, I guess, nonprofit organization, they should return that money back and give it back to the people. They should put in the restitution or contact, because they do have a list of donors. Hey, you are responsible to return that money back. What if it's spent? Well, that's not our problem. They're responsible to return that money back because you stole from the American people, where you accepted stolen money. Just because you didn't know it wasn't stolen, that don't make it that doesn't make it a crime. It's still a crime. So Sam Bankman-Fried is found guilty of all charges in FTX spectacular collapse. Bankman-Fried now faces the prospects of spending decades in prison after being convicted on charges including securities fraud, wire fraud, and money laundering. The jury reached its verdict. Make sure you guys can see this. Yeah, you can see it. The jury reached its verdict just after 5 hours of deliberation. They're like, no, you guilty. You are guilty, dude. We're going to throw the whole book at you. We respect the jury's decision, but we are very disappointed with the results. Mr. Bankman-Fried maintained his innocence. Why are you innocent? Of course, you innocent. You're going to say you're innocent because why? You think it was your money to use and do whatever you want with it? I don't understand, but we are very disappointed with the results. Mr. Bankman-Fried still maintains his innocence and will continue to vigorously fight the charges against him. Mark Cohen, Fried's lawyer, said in a statement during the trial that lasted more than 4 weeks, prosecutors sought to prove that Fried has been a criminal mastermind who orchestrated a massive financial fraud. In the courtroom that was frequently packed with prosecutors detailed how Fried and some of his top lieutenants secretly funneled billions of dollars in customers' assets from FTX to Alameda Research, a private trading firm he also controlled. That's through the Alameda. He treated it like his personal piggy bank. He bought luxury real estate for his friends and family. He made a whole bunch of political donations. He made risky investments. Bankman-Fried perpetrated one of the biggest financial frauds in American history. A multi-billion-dollar scheme designed to make him the king of crypto. No, he's not the king of crypto. He's the king of fraud. The fraud king. Bernie Madoff. Remember we was talking about Bernie Madoff in DJ Envy situation. You know, all the players, key players went down with Bernie Madoff. That's what's going to happen with Fried. And they're talking about his parents. You know, his parents are professors at a prestigious university, both of them. And they're saying that they were complacent or had something to do with it too. So we'll probably hear stories about them being charged with something. Okay, in this case, he's always been about lying, cheating, and stealing, and we have no patience for it. That's what the district attorney said. From the penthouse to in Bahamas to prison. He's an MIT grad. I guess that's where his parents are professors at. Who just last year was living large on a $35 million penthouse with some of his co-workers as he ran a crypto empire that was estimated to be worth $10 billion during his heyday. His heyday only lasted a year or two. Like, tell me how to mismanage something without telling me how to mismanage something. He became a celebrity in his own right at a time when popularity of cryptocurrency surged. There was a wave of investments and amateur traders, established Wall Street firms alike, and Bankman-Fried capitalized on the craze. He was recognizable with his disheveled hair and his typical attire of a t-shirt, shorts. He was feted at conventions and hung out with celebrities like the quarterback Tom Brady. You know, he was sued too because of this FTX scandal. But his business started to crumble after the article raised concerns about the financial health of Alameda. I'm calling him Imelda, but I believe it's pronounced Alameda. The prompt customers of FTX withdraw their funds and was effectively a crypto run on the bank. And on November 11th, they filed for bankruptcy. 1 month later, Fried was arrested in Bahamas. But you know, you got him, the former head, and she had to testify of Alameda Research. It was like a movie villain, but a math nerd who got in over his head. That's what they said. But that's what you got with Bankman-Fried. So it says in the end, the jury sided with the prosecution. That means for now, Bankman-Fried remains incarcerated in the federal jail in Brooklyn, facing the prospect of spending the rest of his life in prison. Judge Kaplan will decide Bankman-Fried's sentence on March the 28th. It seemed like when you steal money, they give you more time for stealing money than if you kill somebody. To me, it's just crazy. You steal money or you take advantage of the system, they give you more time for that. I don't know if he's gonna spend his whole life behind bars, but he'll probably do some years though. You guys put in the chat. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Cam, you said Bankman will be pardoned by Biden. The FTX is not the only scandal. There's another one called Sequoia Capital Investment and the CCP, and all the politicians are involved. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you pull the names, speaking of the names, I want to show you guys this. Remember I said I believe, you know, some of these politicians need to find that money and give that money back. He needs to pay restitution with the people that lost their money because you went bankrupt or invested in crypto. And the crypto didn't tank. Your platform tanked. They used FTX platform and you went under. So where's all that money going to? It says, however, 40% of Congress received donations from SBF and FTX that were mixed user funds. Only a few politicians returned or donated funds. Here are some full lists of who received the funds from FTX and SAM. This is not new. We saw this. I think I posted this as a what am I getting at? I posted this as an post on YouTube. The blue represents some type of Democrat fund. The red is a Republican fund. And down here is the ledger. So closer to the end that's at 60 million. He literally gave all the money away, it sounds like. Maybe he was trying to buy his way out of office. I mean, he was everywhere. New Hampshire, North Carolina, Minnesota. What was his point? I mean, I wonder who told him. Maybe he's trying to be like George Soros. Maybe. I'm not for sure. What 31-year-old will say, "Oh, let's donate to all these political people"? Who does that? What 31-year-old will say that? Unless his parents say, "Oh, you need to secure your future." You guys throw me a lifeline. I don't know why would a 31-year-old would donate to Debbie Stabenow. Let me donate to Debbie Stabenow. Was she in Michigan or Iowa? And you Michigan. You're not even from Michigan, so why would you donate to Debbie Stabenow? Like, I don't understand that. You got New Hampshire on here, Georgia, Federal Election Committee. The Labor Party, the Farmer Labor Party, Michigan Democrat State Central Committee. This doesn't even make any sense to people he donated to. He was like everywhere. Then he donated to some super PACs. Why would you do that? What is the purpose of this? That's why I think his parents had something to do with it. Because like I said, what 31-year-old would think, "Oh, let me start donating to these politicians"? Unless your parents said, "Oh, you getting to whatever. You need to secure your future, secure your way out of jail. We need for you to make these donations." And most of them blue. Like I said, red is just for Republican. Blue is for some type of Democrat thing. Democratic Grassroots Victory Fund. Opportunity for Tomorrow. Center for Essential Information. Who came up with this? Maybe he's trying to get a tax write-off, maybe? Are these tax? Well, you got to be a nonprofit to be a tax write-off, right? He donated to Hakeem Jeffries, Debbie Stabenow. I don't recognize any other names. Senator John Boozman. He's a Republican. He donated to him $5,000. That's what he donated. So, like I said, I think his parents had something to do with it. Because why would a 31? He's 31 now, so he had to be 29. Let me donate to these politicians. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Bankman knows too much. He better be quiet or he'll be another Epstein. Probably so. Yeah. Probably so. So let's get to our last topic. Want to talk about Halloween. I got two more things to talk about. But this first one is Halloween, and it's kind of disgusting. I'm going to show you some pictures of why would you do this as a parent. That doesn't make any sense to me. But you do have people doing crazy stuff. Now, this is a little black boy dressed up as a girl for Halloween. Maybe I'm just reading a little bit too much into it. Tariq Nasheed posted this. You know, he's foundational Black American. But we all notice a pattern. And it's a very bad pattern. They're trying to emasculate men, Black men in particular. I don't know what the thing is. They're trying to make men to be really like train them up to be really girly. And to me, it doesn't make any sense. So now you gotta, okay, when people in a dominant society get full access to Black man, male child, notice the pattern. Why would you think it's okay to dress this little boy up as a girl? To me, it's not cute. And you probably could say, oh, it's Chawanne, it's Halloween. No, it's not. It's not Halloween. There's certain things that you should do with kids up until a certain age, so they'll know what is right and what is wrong. Now you're gonna have a whole child that's confused.
Hey, Halloween?
It's kind of annoying. I love Christmas.
Where are my kids?
Frozen is his favorite movie. Why don't they have men in Frozen? Why can't you dress him up like the guy or the snowman? What's that guy name? The Imhoff. What is the little snowman thing? He just the head and he loses his body throughout the movie or whatever. He got a carrot nose. Why can't you dress him up like that? But you had to put a skirt on him. Like, oh, he's so in tune with himself. He loves Frozen. He didn't say he loves, what's the girl's name? As Mel, whatever her name is. I don't even know her name. Why is this cute? Oh, he chose Elsa. No, he didn't.
You guys have fun.
Are you having fun? There you go. You're welcome.
And look how much praise they get. Oh, look at you. He gonna think that's normal. Oh, when I put a dress on, I get so much attention. Oh my God, you're so brave. Some bullshit. Stop confusing kids. This is some bullshit. You can't tell me a boy chose this to be in his long ass gown. What boy you know want to be in a long? I got two boys. I'm saying it because I got two boys. I ain't never had my boys say, oh, mama, I want to be like Elsa. No, they like, I ain't watching that bullshit. They didn't want no part. My son, my oldest son, he watched Cars like almost every day. And we used to watch, I used to love watching it. But it was a girly Disney, not sitcom, but Disney episode thing, series. It was the little princesses. And he will watch that. He will sit there and watch that with me until he started learning how to talk. He was like, no, mom, cars. No, I don't want to watch this no more. I was like, oh, you don't want to watch this with me no more. I mean, so like literally, you're taking a boy to make him something else. Their innate nature to be a boy. You can't tell me a boy wants to be walking around in these shoes and they like, oh my God, look at you. You're so beautiful. This is ridiculous. Stop trying to ruin kids. She said I was hesitant. I was hesitant to let him wear a dress at first. No, you wasn't. Because if you was hesitant, he wouldn't even have a damn dress on. He wouldn't even have one on. No parent in their right mind gonna say, oh, mommy, I want a dress. No, I'm sorry, boys don't wear dresses. That's what normal parents do. They're not gonna be like, oh, I could make a viral video out of this. I could go viral. And then everybody's gonna be like, oh my God, you're such a great mom. No, you're the worst mom in America. Stop it. Stop it with the madness. Now, this is just on Tariq Nasheed's. He got 390 views off of this. No telling what's on. I guess it was shared from Instagram.
You like candy?
What did they say?
You like a shark. You got a dress and a sport coat. How many dump trucks do you have?
Kids should be free to express themselves. Yeah, so they could get beat up. So they could have a hard time growing up and be confused of what's naturally for a man and what's naturally for a woman. That's why you had the guy, no shaming to him. He probably wasn't raised by his daddy. Older man, older gentleman, Joe Smith. He talking to the wall, and he found out his wife on OnlyFans, and he talking to the wall. Instead of being the man and addressing the issue face to face, you talking to the. I can't believe you on OnlyFans. How dare you do that? And you talking to the wall on the window, or looking at the window in the corner. Instead of addressing, this is our problem. There's another problem that we have. Now, these are several generations. Joe Smith got to be about 50. This guy too. Now we got this crazy nut job. We already knew he was crazy. We already knew he was crazy. Lil Nas X has been slammed for his Halloween outfit this year after dressing up with a bizarre costume. Guess what the F he is. This is disgusting. Now he does some, I don't know if he's just the devil. This is supposed to be a vagina. And you supposed to be a damn tampon. Let me show it to you. I don't know why I cut it off. He supposed to be a tampon. Disgusting. And then you trying to be what is that? What is so wrong with society? Why are you acting that? It doesn't even make any sense. It's not sexy. You got nails on, and you I don't know. I really don't. Somebody put so Little Nas X industry plant who seems to be lacking attention is now making fun of all women. You making fun of all women by dressing up as a bloody tampon falling out of the vagina. Every last time you thought of you hit rock bottom, someone moves the goalposts. He's disgusting. Somebody put it's not that deep. Yeah, it is. What man does that? Who goes around talking about tampons? It says he already did the devil thing. What is something other than that would get people pressed? A tampon. Somebody said, I get his humor. That is not even humor. That's not even humorous. And somebody said it was funny. It's not funny. To me, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. This is him acting like he pregnant. Like, you just stop it with the madness. Stop it. Then you had Don Lemon. Don Lemon went as Kamala Harris. And his mate was Doug Emhoff. I'm not bothered by that, but I don't know what's going on with this wig, though. So you can see Don Lemon makes a great transgender. He already had a feminine side to him, so he still got a strong face, but okay, good job, Don. Don Lemonhead. He already had a feminine side to him, so he just was playing the part. Oh, I put the same thing on there. Okay. So that's that for the Halloween section. The very last thing I want to talk about is relationships. You guys tell me. I do have quite a few men that tune in. I follow Pearl just to see what she's going to talk about on Twitter. And today she was attacking women for their clothing. These are married women. Married women for their clothing. This one lady, Nicole Hammond, said, going out tonight. Usually when I go out, I have a drink or two, but recently I've been feeling like even occasional drinking doesn't goes against everything I'm trying to do for my health and well-being. So maybe I'll stay sober for a while. What do you think? So she posted, this is her. She's going out tonight, and this is what she has on. Okay. Nicole Hammond. She's saying she's sober or whatever. But I think it was a modest dress. I have a dress. A matter of fact, I wore a dress like that for my birthday party and my wedding. It was one shoulder off. I had a one that scrunched up, similar to that, but mine scrunched up on the side, and I had another white dress that was scrunched up on the side. I'm married. I'm pretty sure I got her by some years. But anyway, I think I like the dress. Pearl goes to say not appropriate for a wife and mother. This dress. Okay. If you're a Muslim, okay, no, it's not appropriate for you. Even if you're sanctified with the Holy Spirit, okay, maybe that's not appropriate for you. But we've seen some dresses. And I'm about to show you a picture, what's like totally inappropriate. But this lady was walking outside with it. And so people started blasting Pearl. They're like, okay, it's sad that you're reduced to finding random attractive women to criticize. Stay in your lane. The refrigerator section on the appliance store. That was mean. Because they're talking about her weight. That's mean. This was a before picture in my weight loss photo from years ago. It was inappropriate and should never have been posted in hindsight, nor was I married with children. These wives and mothers sexuality themselves, and you think by finding the few immodest pictures of me, you what? Prove something. Stop scouring the internet for anything you can find and maybe attack the argument. Well, why don't you stop scouring the internet and finding beautiful, attractive lady? This lady is nice looking, very fit. I think she's married, but if she wasn't married, it's her prerogative. She's young. She don't look like a hoe. To me, she looks pretty nice. If she's going out, that's what you wear to go. I mean, who says she's gonna pick up somebody when she go out? She didn't say, "Oh, I'm trying to find my husband." I know. She said she's going out. Anyway, then other people said, "You're neither a wife or a mother. How can you possibly judge anyone to say that?" And some guys were saying this is an extremely conservative outfit, not seeing the issue. I think it's pretty conservative. I mean, it's short, but like the older you get, maybe the longer your skirt will get. Does it still go beyond above the knees? I think so. It all depends on what the occasion is. Disagree, you're being approved. My wife wears dresses like this every day and night, and she rocks it. My husband be looking at me like, if I wore if I wore, let me see. Let me pull up this other picture. Now this is somebody else. I guess I'm assuming that she's a Christian woman. She's really into her faith or whatever. Her name is Isabella Riley Moody. Okay, this is how a woman should dress at the gym. See, ladies, it's not hard. You can do it. Believe in yourself and stop being a whore. So anybody that dress, she literally has jeans on. What working out? Do you actually work out in the gym? She's saying wear this in the gym. So like literally, if I wore this, like to movies, yeah. But if we were going out to dinner, my husband will look at me like, okay, do we need to go to the store to buy you some clothes? You could at least look attractive for me, at least. And the dress that we just saw, the black dress, he would love that dress. You're not going anywhere with him looking homely. I'm just saying. You're not gonna look home. Her, even you could tell she don't work out because no woman in the gym got their hair down to the side. Oh, I'm working out. No, because if you're really working out, you're not gonna have no makeup on and you're gonna have your hair up. Usually I have my hair braided up, rolled up real tight, and one of these on or a scarf on. And if I'm running, definitely not this on. I'd probably die. Now I don't have no bra top or anything like that, but I usually have they make gym shirts. This is not a gym shirt. This is a jersey cotton. So she's lying. Basically, she's like, oh, it's not that hot. You need to stop lying to yourself. And then somebody, what about that? Some women are being like, oh, everybody's a whore because they got regular clothes on. Now, or don't wear swimsuits don't wear bathing suits to the um don't wear bathing suits to the swimming pool. You know, some people don't wear bathing suits to the swimming pool. Like what this girl got on. You know, some people don't feel comfortable, so they'll put on a full bathing suits and then they have the skirts. Me, I always wear a sarong around my waist if I'm going to the pool because I don't like my butt showing. You know, I don't like all that. It's so some people will say, oh, that's a little bit too much. But you know, even if you have a bathing suit on, you know, maybe she's saying you shouldn't wear a bathing suit. One guy said you want people to work out in jeans. Oh, am I wearing jeans in a sweater? It looks like it. I'm wearing a t-shirt and yoga pants. Nobody works out in that. Like you literally can't be working out. Then they said so many people are mad. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I put laughing my butt off, really. You know, no, I'm not wearing that to the gym. She wants people to, what a great idea. Maybe I suggest you even get better. Wear this. Wear this to the gym. You know, the full guard, the hijab and all that stuff. Now, the thing that, let me show you. Now, what this lady,
BBLs. These BBLs killing y'all. And the thighs don't match. Well. Turn to your neighbor and say, these BBLs.
Okay, so she looks horrible. And she probably thinking I look cute because she got a Chanel underwear set on. Is this underwear? Blue hair, tattooed all up, butt is not, doesn't match the thighs. Chest don't match the thighs. You look a hot ass mess. And he acting like, oh, I got a dime piece. No, you don't. You got a manufactured piece. I mean, he likes it, but whatever. But this is the problem. And the guy put, now this is totally inappropriate. Totally inappropriate. You are on the elevator. Where are you going? I'm not for sure. I doubt if you're going to swimming, because he got his full clothes. Why don't he got his bathing suit on? And usually people don't go swimming like that. If they go swimming, they have their little thing wrapped around it. They just don't walk around looking ratchet. This, to me, this is disgusting. And what's the biggest thing about this is, oh, she got a man and he love it. So you're gonna have all these crazy people thinking that's okay because that's how you attract a man. Elijah Schaefer, he said, I don't understand why Black women do this to themselves. Who finds this attractive? Some of these comments was disturbing to me. Ian Miles Chong, he said Black men finds it attractive. I said it was self-hate. You can't possibly love yourself if you put all that stuff in your butt. You can't possibly love yourself if you walking around with a blue wig on, eyelashes like that, fake face. You could tell her face is fake. She probably got a nose job. You can't love yourself. The butt don't even match the legs. And then you got tattoos everywhere. I'm glad there are men out there to find this attractive. Good for them. I, however, would totally freak out and run if she found me attractive. I don't know why you even said that. Men who are well endowed, men with average or smaller than average. Okay. I don't know how true that is either. I don't know how true that is. Some men like thicker women. Some guys like or men like slimmer women. I don't think it has anything with your dingling. I'm sorry. But maybe I'm wrong with that. Same reason why white women and other ethnicity do it. Lady Smoke is pretty right because there's a lot of white women doing this shit too. They're less extreme with it, but there's some white women doing this. It's starting to merge over to their culture because they think that shit is cute. Somebody said, why is he taking his woman out dressed like an 8-month-old infant? Is a Halloween costume in your country? Oh, well, it's near Halloween. He does apparently. But it's sad. The Bug's Life. I say it's the Bug's Life. Yeah, I don't understand why people do it. I don't have any reasons. I just think it's you can't like yourself if you got to do all that stuff to yourself. You're always looking for approval from somebody else, and it's like you got to love yourself for what you got. And then a lot of people want to take the shortcut to get a body that they shouldn't have. Now, this lady think she's demon possessed. Now she got a butt job too. Why is she doing that? And everybody like, oh wow, this is amazing. No, it's not amazing. What the hell is wrong with you? Let's see what music is she listening to. It looks crazy without no music, right? But maybe we'll feel different.
Não, cadê? Pare pois não? Não, chega já, chega. A salva de palmas. Boa noite a todos, cultura mesmo assim. Mexe em tudo. Não vou te pagar então. Não, cadê? Pare pois não? Não, chega já, chega. A salva de palmas. Boa noite a todos, cultura mesmo assim.
Maybe it's a culture thing. I'm not for sure what's going on right here. What's going on? What did I just watch? I feel hurt. my elbows is hurt. My butt is hurting. What is she doing? My chest is hurting. I don't understand why was she doing all that. She did flips and stuff. Even though I'm Caribbean, I got to call Cap. It's also funny to hear this argument because Caribbean people get absolutely upset if you start playing hip hop music at a soca feta or dance hall party. People get the words contribute and create confused with one of the other. I don't understand that.
Jamaica gave birth to hip hop. Jamaica gave birth.
Somebody said WWE star right here. Why would anyone listen to the opinion of a man that has traveled around the world? What? Moments later, she was in a hospital. And you know she bruised up. You know it's... These memes are crazy. Anyway, FBA's, this is Tariq Nasheed. FBA's got hip hop from the Caribbean. How's this hip hop though? The Caribbean. Hip hop? Are we talking about a dance? I guess so. She looked hurt. Anyway, that was it for our live stream tonight. You guys, I'm gonna head on off. Been going around about 2 hours now. Let me get some of your chats. Pearl needs to be put in a double paper bag back over her blocked head. Amazing Tribe said, no, I'm not having no ladies of mine looking homely. Yeah, because they're a reflection of you. You want them to go out and look good. They don't have to look whorish to look good, though. But the dress that black dress that girl had on, it looks nice. I thought it looked nice. Not the arm made in the steel. Yeah. Booty cheeks. Okay. Adina Howard, part 2, sweater in hijabs. What is it? Hijabs or hijabs? Hijabs. The whole earth is ghetto. And we want to leave. Yeah. Her BBL was a fail. I think it was. I mean, whoever put that in there, they need to take it out. Self-hatred, uncouth, irresponsible, unhinged, self-absorbed, narcissism, morbid, self-sabotaging, etc. Yeah. She's like a WWF wrestler. She is. Rum Runner said she's like a WWF wrestler. Robert Jordan, she has ants in her pants. White females get BBL, lip fillers, plump lips, boob jobs, her implants, hair extensions, eyes wide, and facelifts, liposuctions, rib broken and removed. Yeah. And I think they kind of commercialize getting all that face work done and boob jobs, butt jobs, hips contoured, stomach contoured, all kinds of extreme stuff. Amazing Tribe. Everyone knows Black Americans created hip hop. That's our internationally known Black culture. Yeah, I don't know why he's saying it's from the Caribbean. I don't know why that. Anyway, you guys, thank you for tuning in once again to another episode. I'll be on live tomorrow around 5:30. So stay tuned with that. I'm going to start uploading a lot of videos too. I got a lot of content that I haven't posted yet. So you guys make sure you stay tuned for that. Let me show you. I want you to go over to follow me on my other channel. And it's Chawanne Burns 2.0. Chawanne Burns 2.0. Follow me on that channel. And, I'll be posting on that channel like shorts. I stream on this channel as well, but mainly shorts. I will stream on this or post on this one. Okay. So I appreciate every single one of you guys. Thank you for tuning in. You have a great evening and I'm sending all my good to you. I will talk to you tomorrow.